Coming up, Tamuk teams up with the Kingsville community to celebrate Black Heritage Month.
Plus, this javelina is an inspiration to aspiring artists.
And is Tamuk's parking epidemic a revelation or a revolution?
This episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network starts right now.
Hello, Javelinas. Welcome back to this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Zena Desousa.
And I'm Kylie Valenta. Let's get right into the news.
As we continue to celebrate Black Heritage Month, Texas A&M University Kingsville collaborated with the Douglas Youth Center in a silent auction.
Hey Javelinas, we are here at the Douglas Youth Center where a volunteer meeting is taking place ahead of a big event. As being the president, what can you tell me about the differences that the Douglas Youth Center has gone through for the better, being more part of the community?
Well, for the better, we service all students. Historically, this was the Black side of the community, and we had recreational activities here. So now we service a diverse population of students. It's not just for Blacks. Just because we're located on the southwest side, and historically, like I said, it was for Blacks, and the school was during segregation. So now we're serving the diverse population of students.
What went into getting this meeting set up today?
Well, today is the volunteer meeting for the Douglas Center benefit. So today it was just about getting the volunteers here to see the space, to learn about the Douglas Center, and to also sign up for the different areas that they'll be helping out with on Saturday.
As a board member, what can you tell me about the impact that the Youth Center has had on the community?
It has had a great effect, especially on the youth. We particularly do programs free of cost to help students in the community. We do the drama program, which I was the director of. We also do tutoring programs after school to get them ready for STAR. And everything, like I said, is at no cost.
This has been Chris Olivarez, back to the desk with Zena and Kylie.
With a study conducted by the South Texan, students claim to have been seeing vapes used in Tamuk by 76.9%, taking the lead as the most viewed smoking device on campus. Our entertainment editor, Abigayle Hayden, has more details.
From THC pens to vapes and even cigarettes, students around Tamuk are finding that the usage of smoking devices has increased on campus. A recent study from the South Texan shows that vapes are leading the way as the most popular device on campus that students are using, coming in at 76.9%.
Do you think any of your friends know the effects of it? Do they know what they're doing? Do they know information about it, or do they kind of just do it just to do it?
I think that they just don't want to know about the dangers of what they're doing. They know that it can be dangerous and they know that it can cause problems, but what ends up happening is that a lot of my friends just choose to ignore that and just turn a blind eye to that kind of thing.
Do you think there should be more education on vaping since it is pretty popular nowadays on campus? Do you think you know enough? Do you think your friends know enough?
Personally, I don't think I know enough about the specific dangers and about any of the possible long-term effects of vaping. I think that education about the topic will end up helping a lot of people in the long run, especially people who are just unsure about what dangers come with vaping.
To learn more about vaping and its effects, students are encouraged to visit the Student Health and Wellness Center for more resources, and they can also check out the article Searching for a Buzz on thesouhtexan.com.
The Tamuk Art Department is no stranger to talented individuals. However, it's not every day that someone makes their love for art into a source of income. Our co-sports editor, Matthew Roberts, was there with an interview.
Hi, I'm Matthew Roberts, and today we are going to be interviewing talented art student Ivan Cavazos, whose artistic prowess truly has no limitations.
What got me into art was really growing up. I started drawing when I was 8, just random animals, then characters, then landscapes, and then a mixture of both. Then fast forward to now, and I've just been fascinated with my art, or my culture rather. And growing up too, that's what got me into art. I grew up in Southern California, and the graffiti there, it's vibrant with vibrant colors, and just drawing ever since I was little.
You had mentioned that you wanted to do tattooing as your profession after you graduate. Why tattooing?
Why tattooing is honestly, whenever I got my first tattoo, walking into that shop, it felt or I felt very like welcoming in a way. You know, it was very diverse, especially the music. You know, one booth was playing reggae, the other rock, and then the other rap. You know, and every artist was different in what they do, but you have people on, like, literally on Earth wearing your art, you know, and that really inspired me to, you know, become an aspiring tattoo artist, you know. I just want people to, like, you know, wear that art proud, you know, and knowing that I made someone happy with drawing, just like drawing on them. You know, I had family and friends come up to me, ask me to come up with a design for their, you know, their company that they're thinking of. They're come up with a logo, come up with a album cover. You know, I have friends here in college, you know, like, hey bro, I'm thinking of an album cover. Can you do this and that? I was like, okay, bro, I'll come up with an idea, and I'll bring it to life. You know what I mean? I can bring their ideas to life. That's what I would tell them, and that's what I would have. You know, commissions. I would draw, you know, portraits, caricature portraits. Not really realism, but that's what they want, and, you know, I gave it to them.
Now, back to the desk with Kylie and Zena.
And now, for everyone's favorite segment, Hoggy Highlights. Campus Activities Board hosted a game show night located at the M-Sub ballrooms, where students had the chance to go against each other in some friendly competition.
Campus Activities Board also hosted a self-love mirror event at the pavilion where students gathered around to help spread positive messages within the student body.
And that's not all Campus Activity Board has hosted. With Black Heritage Month in celebration, students gather for a do-it-yourself project to enlighten the wider student body of its importance.
Now, before we step on the gas with our biggest story yet, here's a quick word from our sponsors. Hello, Javelinas. Welcome back to the second half of the Javelina Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Zena Desousa.
And I'm Kylie Valenta. Let's get right back into the news.
The university's police department has kicked it in the third gear with the amount of parking tickets they have been issuing to student drivers, even going as far as booting and towing vehicles. Our co-editor-in-chief, Christopher Olivarez, was at the scene.
From tickets on your windshield to boots on your wheels, TAMUK students and faculty have noticed a rise in parking citations. However, has the number truly risen? And more importantly, why aren't students and faculty taking the proper steps to avoid the citation? What can you tell us about the uptick in recent parking tickets as well as vehicles being booted?
We recently acquired new equipment that we didn't have before for citing. We have ticket writing personnel that's what they're assigned to do, is go out there and make sure that everybody's in compliance with the rules of the university. Those are only given out if you have more than 4 citations issued, and that's why the boots are put on there. Other than that, you wouldn't get the boot.
Do you feel that parking tags have gotten too expensive to buy a new one every fall semester?
Yeah, I do. Oh, well, I think it's more of a strategic decision. I think we as a university don't know whether the cost of education is too high or too low. And I think a little bit fees, whether it's parking fees or whatever, they all add up, right, to the experience. It's not like you can realistically, take classes here, and especially if you're not living in the dorms, do it without a car, right? So it's essentially a mandatory fee. Right, and that just increases the price, which is fine. If we lowered the price of the parking, that money's got to come from somewhere, and your tuition will go up that amount. So, to some degree, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, unless you can find a way to structure this so that the fee revenue sticks around longer than the students do.
This has been Chris Olivarez. Back to the desk with Zena and Kylie.
Thanks, Christopher. Now, for all of our sports fans out there, it's time for our Sideline Report with co-sports editor Jacob Daniels.
What's up, Javelina sports fans? It's your sideline reporter, Jacob Daniels. Let's get into our first story. Our co-sports editor, Matthew Roberts, was with the athlete Amos Coleman to talk about his declaration for the upcoming NFL draft.
What's up, Javelinas? We're here outside of the Spec, where we are going to interview Amos Coleman on his recent declaration for the NFL, UFL, and CFL draft. What did it take to get to this point in your athletic career?
Pretty much just hard work and dedication. Like I said, I spent a lot of time and putting in extra work in on and off the field, even though I had a lot of help from my coaches. It takes a lot of work on your own, pretty much, I want to say.
What does it mean to you to be able to declare for the NFL, UFL, and CFL drafts?
I mean, being a D2 player, I'm kind of already behind the eight ball. Like I said, I didn't go D1, but like I said, it's a good feeling for being a D2 player. Like I said, it's very rare for D2 players to get drafted and make it to the NFL, but like I said, I feel like I have a great chance of becoming one of those guys, and like I said, I put in a hard work, so I feel like I have a great chance at it.
When did you start playing football?
I want to say at the age of 8 years old, I kind of skipped the flag football area. Started off at 8 years old playing tackle football, and then from there, it just took it on from there.
What can you take away from your campus experience here at Tamuk?
I want to say just to enjoy the college experience. Like I said, I met a lot of people and made a lot of good friendships. There's a lot of people out there that you never know you'll come across, and just enjoy your time with everyone.
And now, back to your sideline reporter, Jacob Daniels.
Thank you, Matthew. And with some more great football news, 34 new promising athletes were just signed to the Javelina football team in preparation for the fall season. Javelina baseball picked up a win against Texas A&M International University last week on February 7th, beating the Dust Devils 14-5. Great job, guys. Make sure to go out and back the pack any chance you get. Javelina softball has started their season hot as well. We're at 7-1. This looks to be a promising season, so make sure to support the team in any way possible. And that's not all. Javelina tennis won their game against GCSU with a score of 4-3. Lastly, the rodeo team is back after a long time away. The rodeo team is back with a new head coach, and they are all business. Well, that's all for our sideline reports. Javelina sports fans, now back to the desk with Zena and Kylie.
Thank you, Jacob. Don't forget to subscribe to the Javelina Media Experience for more news on campus, and also pick up a copy of the South Texan. I was your host, Zena Desousa.
And I'm Kylie Valenta. Thank you for watching this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network.